So
good.
Greetings
Very
to
good.
all. And it is great pleasure to warmly welcome Dr. Denis. He's the General Manager of Vettel Hotel and Tourism Business School, Ivory Coast. With his extensive experience in hospitality, education, and his dedication to nurturing African talent and service excellence, we are truly honored to have him with us today. Sir, thank you for joining us. We look forward to learning from your valuable insights and experience. Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Aktika, for the introduction. So, first of all, the main topic is about human. So we know that we are more in a direction that today there is AI, automation, lots of things, technology everywhere that we are looking at. And we know that all these different changes in our life impact a lot on us and also
Human.
upon the service industry. That's why, during my introduction and to get started with the presentation, first of all, I will just say that we'll talk about emotions. We'll talk about you, about me, maybe about your emotions how you're feeling when I'm doing the introduction. It's all about that will make what will be the outcome and what you will learn. So let me just introduce myself. So like Dr. Latika said it very well. So I'm in the education sector for more than 25 years. And I'm the general manager of Vettel Hotel and Tourism Business School in Ivory Coast. So for people who don't know where Ivory Coast are, it is on the great African continent on the west of Africa. So we are in West Africa, Ivory Coast, and also we are having the sea not so far, and we are having a great landscape, a very natural landscape. I'm not, promoting for you to come for holidays, but it's about emotion today. We're talking about services. We're talking about people. So that's why you will see in my introduction, I will try to push a bit for you to know a bit about emotions and how people are feeling, because I think that these are neglected with the development of technology. So today, Africa is going through a certain turn or to a very positive trend where there will be, the continent is having a boom in terms of tourism, but not only in Africa. We're seeing it in Asia. We are seeing it in other continents such as America. We're just not introducing it because it's already, going on a trend where everything is going well in terms of tourism, but not so well we will see when getting into the details. But let's go further to see what is happening and what will be the content of our presentation today. So our content, our presentation today is, the first thing is to see how customer satisfaction is under pressure worldwide, because we are all living in a pressurized, and how the new generation has changed learning and serve expectation. Yes, we must not forget that there's a new generation coming, and sometimes we are neglecting that, and the way of thinking, the way of learning is completely different. Also, let's go back to the past. Why traditional customer service training is no longer sufficient? Why is it not valid or partially valid, I would say? And it will be with great pleasure to exchange with you, because it was really a work done where I can today include Dr. Latika into it, is to introduce the relational pedagogy, which was also part of my thesis. And Dr. Latika helped me a lot into it, and to introduce to you and explain to you what is relational pedagogy and how it can improve also service behaviors. And finally, we'll end on how to move from customer service to excellence or to a wow experience. You will see it's like a ladder, and we need to follow that ladder. So if you are ready, so I will say that fasten your seat and let's go. So here we go. So first of all, what we need to understand is that, hospitality is in any industries. We're talking about hospitality, aviation, healthcare, banking, luxury and retail. I've just, put lots of these industries, because sometimes you are not aware that all these are about, we are talking question of hospitality. Because why? We're talking about customers looking for services. So even today in the financial sector, like banking and insurance, it is, something that is related and you're looking for. But, let's talk about the reality. The reality is that the more that today we are getting into something that is more technological, we are losing things in terms of service, delays. Even we are having the highest technologies, still delays, repetition, impersonal responses, lack of ownership. For example, if there is a mistake, it's not me, it's the other department. You see things like that. Poor communication. So in terms of communication, some people in terms of customer service, I don't know what the colleague has said or say that I wasn't there. So these are things that are very current. And inconsistency between digital and human channels. We have not already find, the right formula to align it perfectly. Have you have seen the digital is going very quick, but not sometimes taking into consideration the human emotions. And in the human channels, it's not working well. And we'll see it together. How we can maybe put some solutions into it and not to say that, because some people today are scared about technology, and not to be scared about it, but to work together with technology and to try to reach a certain level of customer service, not acceptable, but a wow level. So we get started with, I will say, with this slide, which I call the service paradox. What is called the service paradox is that, more and more we are having machine, and we are even scared that we'll be replaced by machine, but not always human. What is happening today? Technology and automation, if I have to really summarize it, customer data, CRM platforms. Now you can see that there are some, you have seen there are some softwares that already calling people doing the part of commercial. It's incredible. Artificial intelligence everywhere. That is today, I just go into the generative. There has been a very good talks at IIBM where someone, there was a doctor coming talking about artificial intelligence and how, generative AI is becoming more and more present in our life. Customer feedback systems, but still we are having all these tools. It should make things perfect. Still, difficulty into reaching the right person. Yes or no? Yeah, I'm sure that you're experiencing it. Lack of empathy and fragmented journeys. More and more, we are seeing that people are having less empathy, particularly business. If you are going, it's okay. I will have more people. We are not able to bring solutions to it. So we are not driven solutions. Poor complaint resolution. Yeah, we're having complaint. How can we solve it very quickly? The complaint resolution. So are people trained into it? Standardized rather than personalized. You are getting into restaurants, into anything that, you are going to supermarket or things like that. There are less and less people that recognize you. You are a number among several numbers. And this is what people are not looking for. So with what I have said, this global experience, we are having a sort of warning to say, oh, things are not going well. Let's go into stats. Maybe the statistics will help us to understand what are the experiences today in terms of, different industries. So if we just take it through the Qualtrics XM Institute, it is from 2019 level, but it's what is available. I'm just waiting for things to come into 2025 and see things. 2019 to 2024, we have seen things. Look at the expectations, customer expectations, but look at the experience that has been delivered. There is a gap between the index. This index is showing us that today customers are expecting more, but we are having more and more difficulties to deliver those kind of experiences. So it's becoming more and more difficult. So this is what we can take out as a takeaway from this graph. And this explains also all the different difficulties that have been talked just well before. So this continue, and I will just show you how it is also in the business, in the traveling business. We are having travel and hospitality still under pressure, -4% regarding airline passengers and satisfaction. You're traveling by plane, it's becoming less and less satisfactory. It's just that I don't have the choice. I need to choose X airline. You say, or even see the price and say that, okay, it's acceptable, but there's a point in time I'm not satisfied. So we're also seeing also in the lodging industry, hotels and so on, we are having less 1%, which is more than a catastrophe. It's better, but still 76. For me, it should be at 85 or 90. And then you're having the satisfaction with online travel agencies, -3%. It's very good to have booking.com and so on and to do everything online, but most of the time you're surprised to see things and say that, oh, this is not what I have booked. It is something else. So there's a point in time, there's something that is not working in terms of, I will say, technology and what we are expecting. So this is why we are having, we're discussing that, because more and more I'm seeing people looking about emotions, having an outcome about emotions. So we will see why is it so. We'll get deeper into the explanation today in that webinar and explain to you more and more about it. So if we go into the financial services, I'm just taking the US because, we're having lots of different services in terms of finance and how the complaints are. So we're having more than 3.19 million complaints received by the US CFBP in 2024. So you see that this is more than 2.8 million sent to companies for review and response. So it's getting more and more in the financial sector. Why? Because when we are talking about financial sector, we are just, focused on, okay, I'm just knowing everything about investment, about explaining today all the numbers and percentages. But what we are not including in the every financial, I would say, modules and so on. Is there a point where we're talking about customer service? No. This is why we are seeing that this is drastically is increasing. Because why? Because today we are just talking about, we just take the numbers the client will accept. I just need to do some more calculations. I just need to subtract, adding things and showing the percentage, the advantage that you're having, definitely you'll be happy. No, they're not looking for that. They are looking about something more deeper than that. And that's why we are seeing that increase and escalation in terms of the industry, which is financial industry. And looking to the financial industries, we will go a bit, of what create everything that a customer will come. It's about commercial, how I will sell something. And today I can tell you that in terms of commercial cost, we are spending a lot. To have a client, everybody, I think that you're in a company, you will agree with me that, when you are today, when you're having, you are putting investment, you're putting money in your CRM, contact the person, convince the person. It's a lot of effort and money. But how much? I would say how much today can we retain? How many people can we retain? And how much shall we spend? So more and more we are having, a poor service. And people are not, most of the time companies are not looking at that and say that, okay, one customer say they are not satisfied. It's okay. Let's focus on the others. I think that there was a certain stats for Harvard, and Harvard said that, one customer that is not satisfied, he will talk. Let's put a question mark into it, just for you to think about it. But one customer that is satisfied, he will talk to 5 people. Do you know the answer for one person not satisfied? Harvard at this level said that it was 37 or 39. But with technology, do you know how many people he will talk? He will just, he's an influencer. He will put it on the social network. You will see it on every social network. Today it's about emotions. So it has been multiplying by 4, by 5, or even by 6 or by 10 when someone is not satisfied. You don't know on which platform the person is. You don't know on which group the person can share the poor services that they receive. So today I will say that yes, it's good to put effort into the part of having client, but your own client, you should not neglect, because this is very important. Because, a complaint is not only, is not completely a service incident. It is a potential loss of trust. When someone is losing the trust, loyalty, advocacy, what happened? More and more the person, disappointed. And then we can turn into something it can be a catastrophe, which means that I don't trust the business. So I will talk to each and every person that this is not a good business. And you know how human is. You must know how human being how the process of it, how we process things. We process things that we remember very, 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 I would say, we are not remembering for a long time positive things. Do you agree with me? We remember negative things. Even if it is one thing, I can tell you it will stay in your mind for weeks. But something positive, you say, yes, it's great. It will say maybe seconds, I will say today, because you're just moving very fast. So today, negativity is something that keep people talking about it. It's about, I would say, generation to generation, things are changing, but not this. This is increasing. Even the next generation, the new generation, Generation Z, we are talking, Generation Alpha, we are also talking about. They will not be changing, because why? They are talking about emotions. If today there has been hurt in terms of emotion, it's something, for them it's very serious. It's becoming more and more serious as we are moving. So if we need to put this in a nutshell, we'll say poor experience will bring complaint. Complaint will bring loss of trust, reduced recommendation. You remember what I told you about Harvard and their stats and so on? So reduced recommendation, they will not recommend that. And what will happen? Customer departure. Yes, when you will see in your statistics, you're having only one customer departure. But if you're seeing the perspective of you're going into prospection, you're going for new leads, believe me, the customer that has a departure has already talked to your new leads. So it's not just a loss of one customer. So all these make us to think about how to create something that is sustainable. Because the way I present things, I think that you're emotional will say, wow, it's a catastrophe. How things will go. Do you mean that if we start going like that, if we go deeper into technology, then we will lose business? Are you saying that? Maybe you're thinking about all these kind of ideas coming in. So let's go deeper and see things. Let's get interested in the new generation. So we are talking a bit about Generation Z. So maybe your question is about, okay, we are having the generation before. How was the customer service? And what will be the new generation bring into the service? So as from now, you have seen, I'm not just, taking things out of the blue. You can observe it. One thing you will observe is what? there is, between the youngsters, you will see that they don't communicate a lot. They communicate a lot on what? On social network, but not on human. Not saying that, I want communication face to face. It's not that, it's not really something that they are, today they're putting forward. So, what we can't see is that what a new generation, when they enter the service workplace, we can see that they expect more and more, because I've seen, in the school, because here we are in the school and we're doing a bachelor and master degree. So I can see that, the young that just did their A-level and just coming, they expect what? Immediate access to information. Yes, I'm on ChatGPT. I'm just not losing my time just to listen to people. I can have this information. Visual interactive learning. Yes, give me videos. If there's no videos, this is not learning contents for me. No videos, just having the books as we are in the, I'm from generation X. So I'm just used to the books. So now, if there's no image in the books, no, this is not something that I will put forward, and I don't value it. Frequent feedback and personalization. I want someone to be near me to tell me what I need to do, but I need someone that is expert. You must show that you're having expertise. Purpose, meaning, psychological safety, which is a very positive point. New generations, maybe you have seen it in your environment. They need to have a purpose. Why I'm doing it, and what will be over there when I'm doing this? Will I get some psychological safety? In NLP, most of the time we are talking about status, because today they want to have status. I don't know if you have seen, maybe you have seen on the social network, Facebook, TikTok, or any social network, people are looking at what? Status. If I post something, will people react positively? Will people say something great on me? So they need to be in something that is having purpose, meaning, but where we gain great social status. And also, this is what I said previously, rapid application and recognition. If we are talking about, maybe about the Maslow big pyramid, where there is recognition, I think that, this will be at the survival part. I need to be recognized. For the new generation, this is something, it is not, like I say, into an order, if you know the Maslow pyramid. So those not knowing it, I will just, advise you to go on and see on internet the Maslow pyramid, where you're having, the survival, safety, I need to have, recognition, and so on. So for them, I think most important is to have recognition, to be in a job that I'm recognized, to be recognized by my colleagues. It's like a social network, actually. My colleagues need to put a thumbs up. You see that most of the young people, I'm in university, and most of the time when I say that, are you okay? I say, yes. It's what? It's coming from social network. I saw a lot of them were up, or else you can see this. Yes or no? Have you seen that in the social network? Yeah, the heart. So most of the time they're communicating in that way. So this is a bit what they are expecting. And they're still trained. You are seeing the expectation, but how are our education if you want them to enter to the service industry? Long presentation, statics manual, one-way instruction, memorization of procedures. Please learn it by heart, and you just have to do it again and just say exactly what has happened without knowing what is being written. Annual sessions, little coaching. So these kind of things is not preparing them and will not work with the new generation. So if you want to prepare the new generation services, because they will enter, and they have already entered the workplace, we are having, high labor turnover. Why? Because we are not observing all that. This is what is the basic of it, because they're having expectations, and the way we are training them is not equal to their expectations. So if we are moving to the next part to it, so we can say that learning has moved from transmission to participation. If we just take everything that has been said just before, immediate access, visual interactive, and particularly frequent feedback, purpose meaning, recognition. So we just move from transmission to participation. You have seen that more and more you let new generation to participate, they will be very interested and motivated to do it. You know how the traditional part was it? Because, this is part of my learning and what I've learned when, you were doing your A-level during the 1994 and, the traditional model was the trainer, the content, learner, test. This is the four things I've learned before becoming a teacher. You are the trainer, there's the content, you're having the learner, and then you just do the assessment for the test. That's all. But today with an emerging model, look at this model: experience, interaction, reflection, feedback, experimentation, improved behavior. So you see that the different steps have changed. And they have changed because there are different things happening, and it happens into the way they're thinking. And we can see that, I'm just looking for my phone. Today we are having a phone that is, you see, digital, having everything into it, and so on and so forth, having the latest Apple, Samsung, or whatever it is, or Oppo. But we are looking for the latest phone. But did we change the way that we need to teach or train someone? No, it's still the same as it was old. But we are having a new generation that is having, all these, when you're talking about the mobile phone, all the different features. I can tell you that it is, in terms of human, the new generation is exactly the configuration of a new mobile phone, if you can say it like that. So we need to do things differently. So the learner is no longer a passive recipient. The trainer becomes, which means that today, if we need to train people on service industry to change the different percentages that were very bad and also is becoming a catastrophe, I would say. I use this word catastrophe because for me, if you need to have a very good service, client services, a wow service, it should be 19 or 18. It's not 16. So we need to be a facilitator, a coach, an observer, you need to go on a behavioral model to understand the behavior of people. Experience designer, relationship builder. So today for me, if we need to be a trainer, we need to have these skills. But these are skills, you don't need to train yourself and go further and find out. I say that from the generation X, even generation Y or baby boomers, we are having this innate to us because from our education, we learned all that. And we need to go back to it because the new generation are needing more of that because we are having this of a small percentage. We didn't develop it a lot. We need to develop it at a certain extent, to its full extent and full capacity. We are having this today, I would say, this internal competences because the education, which was, I would say, 20 years before, we're looking into that. We're having some coaching. Yes, it was very severe. It was very rigorous. It was, I would say that I was, because I'm from Mauritius and we are in an English method of teaching. It was very rigorous and very severe too. But it helped us to develop, resilient. And we are having also some coaching sometimes, the teacher will say, so then you need to do it because it's like, coaching that is more, I would say, not violent, but it was, more rigorous and we're using scaring motivation by scaring people. It was a bit like that. But we have an experience and we can transform it into something different. We are having the experience. And the idea that I want to share with you today is about the way we are thinking and the way that also the young generation are thinking. Maybe you know there is your right and your left brain. So on the right side, I would say that it's really emotional, empathy, intuition. This is, you know, sometimes I don't know if you have you experience that where you just get into a shop and you just look at it and you say, you know, I won't buy anything into it. And maybe your friend or someone in your family will say, why you won't step into and buy something? No, because you know, my instinct is telling me there's something wrong to this shop. No, this is your right brain. This is creative. It's creating a lot of things. Because this is where, you know, we create our ambitions. We just dream of things. This is your right brain. And your left brain, this is very analytical. The analytical mode of things, you know, is just the date, the time, calculation. When you're looking at your bank account, I can tell you that you're using your left brain because it's very rational. Because you will not be crying while looking to your, for example, if you are looking for your, salary slip, you're just looking for the figures and say, oh, there's something missing on my salary. You're not looking at it and just, you know, cry. You're on your left brain, you're very rational. Why this number is not appearing? Where they deducted it? You say, but more and more, what we are having now in the Generation Z, they are more on their right brain because the social network pushes them to be in that way. Because everything is about emotions. If you're having, you know, like roller coaster, you're having emotional roller coaster. Why? Because sometimes they like something, sometimes they are feeling, you know, like something that is they're feeling angry. Sometimes they are feeling that they want to cry. It's just going like a roller coaster. So in terms of emotion, they're looking at that, and more what is happening, they're dealing things with emotions. That's why, as a business, when you'll be having Generation Z as client, it's more easy. Just put emotions into it. Maybe you have seen into different adverts today. We're just putting a lot of emotions, and you see people will buy. The new generation will buy. You're just putting, you know, a celebrity like BTS or something like that. You just come in and just up. It's good. It's very good. The person will buy. And this is about emotions, and they are more likely to be into emotions, into storytelling. You know, there's a point in time when we're talking about service intelligence. For me, there is a sort of equation. Service intelligence is equal to operational intelligence plus relational intelligence. If you add these two, you will get a good service intelligence. So let's go now deeper into it, which means that if you're thinking that the new generation is on emotions, they are on emotions, which means that competence is no longer enough. What we were doing before is no longer enough. Which means that a professional can know everything, all the techniques and so on, but still fail to create a positive experience. If you fail to create a positive experience, even you're having all the different solutions. I will take an example of, for example, most of you are doing your MBA or your thesis at the IIBM, and just taking this example, you're doing, let's say, for example, you're doing your defense. You're coming for your Viva. If you're not having a level of feeling or emotions, how will you convince? So you can be technically good. If you're just talking without, have you seen my voice? It's very technical because most of the time, you know, I'm just talking and you see my voice going very high and then going low. You know, it's something that I've learned to do because, you know, today it's about emotions, how you make people feel when you're explaining things, and people feel more attentive and are having interest. If you are, imagine that I were just reading something, what will happen? There's a point in time you will say, oh, this is not interesting. Just move forward, you know, this is not an interesting webinar. I'm just going my way, I'm doing something more interesting. You see, What makes people to have interest into something is emotions. Everything goes with emotions. So what professionals may know, procedures and product, software and the systems, service standard, correct vocabulary, but what performance requires is not only that. Be careful. This is good. Yes, it's good to have it. But if you want to go to excellency, you want to go for your services to go above that, you need presence, tone and attention, emotional regulation. Yes, what I'm talking about emotional regulation is that, when you're having complaints, you are feeling more and more maybe aggressive and say that, ego is over there. You need to work on the ego too. So this is not good. You need to have an emotional regulation and confidence. Situational judgment. You need to judge. There's a point in time, if it was not good, okay, I accept the mistake. Okay, it was on our side. The mistake was on our side. Ownership and authenticity. Okay, I agree. It was in our department. Okay, I agree. We do have a mistake into it. Even don't see your colleague. If your colleague did the mistake, okay, it's just too bad. But just take it. I can tell you, if you take it, then you're having to what we call a plus 1%. Wow. This 1+1%, do you know the plus 1% theory is just to do the plus 1% is, it's not a lot, just to accept things. I accept that it was our mistake. When you're having all the elements, it was your mistake, definitely. So you see, nowadays I would say knowledge tells employees what to do. It's good. And be careful. Knowledge, you're having it everywhere. You are having it on ChatGPT or every generative AI, I will say. But relational competences will help them understand how, when, and particularly the why. Simon Sinek, in one of his talks, maybe some people know it very well, he talks a lot about the why, and he has written a book onto the why. The why is your deep feeling, what you need to know about people. It's sometimes very difficult to express it. And this is what is very important. So the customer is looking for that. Now do the relationship. Meaning that today, the young people, they are more used to what? Their right brain, which means the emotions. Customer are looking for emotions, which means that they're completely aligned with it. The problem is what? Training, which means that you're prepared for it, because there are people that are very emotional. So they will be able to deliver emotional, I would say, performances. So these kind of things is totally aligned with the young generation. So this brings me to, here we go, what I did for my Viva and my thesis, a theory called relational pedagogy. So it's something built on three theories: Montessori theory, on Freya theory, on Carl Jung, and on NLP, Richard Bandler, where we put all these together. And this gave us a sort of new pedagogy, what we're looking for. Because, we are looking about technology, but what about our education system? Are we thinking about it? Are we having a group of people thinking about it? School are remaining the same, whereas people are changing. So we're just thinking about, will school, this is another debate, maybe another webinar. Will school be the same in 10 years? Or will we have already the word schools and universities? Will certificates remain the same? Will we have still this recognition for certificates? So this is a great debate. We need to work maybe with IIBM and all the professionals to build something and also prepare people for the future, and about also how this recognition will be important. Not for me today, it's not having a certificate. I will tell you frankly, because when you're talking about relational pedagogy, we are talking about to create a relations with people when we are doing, when we do our teaching or coaching. First of all, create trust. You see, when someone feels that he feels secure, as you say, in the Maslow pyramid, we come back to that theory, in the Maslow pyramid, when someone feels secure, the person just, just put the hurdles down and say that, okay, now we can discuss. Now I can feel more secure. I feel in a safe place. And Jason Z, they're looking for that. Presence. The educator observes, listen, observes, listens. And then when you're talking about, they will telling you everything. If there are some issues, they will tell you. Because why? There's presence, dialogue, create constructive dialogue. These are things that you already maybe know, but in practice is very difficult. And finding the right techniques, believe me, it's quite difficult. Recognition. Most of the time we are saying that the learner is treated as a developing professionals. Not just saying, there are some managers, you would tell me that, there are some managers, and this discourage a lot and most likely my students are telling me that. They're doing all the work when we're saying in French, récolter les lauriers, to having all the medals, golden medals, the managers having it. This is not fair. You see what I mean? So recognition now, we should put them in front. You will see that most of the time we just put in front, and I will take the example even of Vatel Hotel and Business School and even IIBM. You see what they're doing? They are putting every time, most of the time, we say 100% of the time, their students in front. I am alumni that put me in front. So there are many people that are intervening, they put them in front. This is recognition. And then people will say, okay, this is where I'm becoming a professional. Reflection, experience is transformed into learning. Make the person doing a maximum of experience. Don't just, say that, okay, we're just doing, going into a class, a training room, I'm just learning you that. So just learn it and it's good. No, go onto the environment. Just go into for adventures. We are human. We like adventures. Since Christopher Columbus discovered America, we're just going over there all the time. You see? So this is where we change the way of doing and even the role of the trainer or the tutor will change. This is a relational pedagogy. It is something that can be duplicated into schools, but today I'm just doing a pilot test into Vatel, Abidjan in the Ivory Coast. And I can tell you that there are very positive feedbacks coming in. I can see people gaining confidence. I can see young people going on big projects. You see what I mean? But the thing is that, we are not used to that way of doing. So this can be very interesting for the future. So we are just reaching mostly the end. So we can say that today, the relational chain, if we need to just bring something effective into training, is to say that, okay, the educator should be experienced. So the learner should have this experience that the educator have, and also the employee experience, customer experience, and the brand reputation, which means everything will go through experience. We are not just talking about customer experience. How about the employee experience? How about the learner experience? How about the educator experience? If you talk every way, everything that we are doing, we just put into mind experience to say yes, it's EXPE or IENC. If we're just having that into our mind, believe me, things will be very different because everything is about experience. Why? You know why? I told you just before. It's about that because we're thinking a lot of with our right brain, emotional way of doing. So a learner who experience, just put yourself into it. Just close your eyes and just experience it. If you're having respect, people are listening to you. You are having a great coaching. You are being recognized and you are having constructive feedback. Tell me, what will be the experience? You see, I just put these things, these words. Have you seen what it is in your mind? It just pushes things that are positive. You are feeling very positive when you are listening to that. So why just we just transform it? So if you have to do the model, the model will be human. So HUMAN, the abbreviation, so human connection, understanding the journey, meaningful practice, adaptive intelligence, and new habits through feedbacks. This is what I will share with you. It is the human theory. That is the first learning model. So human first learning model is just taking this HUMAN. You remember that I need to be more human. Yes, there is AI, but still people are having emotions. We are still having our right brain. We are still thinking about emotions. We're thinking about, how we feel. So more and more we are having this, the world will need human. So, I told you about the three level of services. So very quickly, maybe in the 1960s, we were talking about customer service. This is yes. I deliver we just deliver what was requested. It's good. Level two, it is in the 1990s, 2000. Service excellence. Okay, we deliver consistently, professionally, with care. It's becoming our culture. It's very good. But in 2026, we must be talking about wow experience. We create something unexpected and meaningful, positive memory. This is what we are doing here in Ivory Coast. I can tell you that, sometimes I can see in the airport someone with having their birthday where, there's someone saying, looking at the passport and saying, oh, it's your birthday today. Happy birthday. This is someone at the immigration office saying that. It's just, it's something very little, but it's consideration. How did you expect that someone from immigration just tell you that? Just tell you, from the police immigration, just tell you, happy birthday. It's just something, this is wow. So you see, the things can be done with details, and only with authenticity, and also to make the person remember. So we can say, what is wow experience? Wow experience is not expensive and spectacular gifts or luxury product, exception to every rule. Okay, there's a rule, I make an exception. It is a wow experience. No. And artificial, where someone is smiling, it's like I'm obliged to smile. This is not good, I can tell you. And it can be simply remembering a preference, taking ownership of a problem, protecting the customer, recovering from failure with sincerity and speed. You see, all that will create the wow experience. So if you are going to train into that, let's go into that part. Let's applying these very little things. There are four little things. It's very, very easy to remember. Relevance, emotions, effortlessness, authenticity. So these are applicable to all the industries I've said. And I will say that move from ordinary to wow. So I know that I can explain a lot because I'm so passionate with the subject, and Dr. Latika knows it very well. So that's why I will try to go very fast and moving maybe. Talking about NPS very quickly. NPS is the Net Promoters Score. Go on Google, those not knowing that is very important. And please, you must have it in your company to know what about the feeling of people. And you must be today into points that are very, very close, I would say, to plus and not to minus, because we're having lots of minuses those days. And I will just mention it. So 7 organizational solutions. If you need to find solutions to bring a wow experience, please train the complete journey. It's not about not each department, it's about the culture. Give a culture about, people to express themselves, be authentic. Develop emotional intelligence. We are talking about artificial intelligence, but what about us? We are human. We are born with emotional intelligence. So it should be very easy for us to do that. Practice service recovery. So, when they're having a complaint, please Don't be subjective. Try to be objective and find the right solutions. Empower employees. Let them take initiatives. But tell them the rules. Where it will cost, it will cost. Tell them this will cost for us. But you can go into that. Take the initiative. Do focus groups. Some focus groups and to take different ideas, exchanges. Combine AI with human judgment. Sometimes you just put generative, you're having lots of things that AI is telling you, but please think about emotions, which AI cannot do, and replace some of the words. AI help you? They help you? Yes, very good. They gave me maybe what I need, a script, what I need to say, but you are the person which is really the engine, with the engine that will push the different people and will push to have a very good figures and to be, outstanding in what you will be doing. Make managers learning coaching. Today we don't need managers. Yes, leaders. We said we don't need managers, we need leaders, but leaders need to coach today. With the new generation, we need to have lots of coaches. We need to have coaching skills and learning systematically from complaints. A complaint for me is, it's really a great book, what I'm reading and learning from it. Because when someone is reacting, all what I said here, all that I put in here, came from 25 years of lots of experiences. What I learned, where you're having insults from clients and so on. But all these are learning from me, or food for thought, where I gain lots and lots of knowledge to share with you. And what I will tell you, the new learning architecture is before service, micro learning, before someone getting into service, before getting started, the new generation like that. Just say some little tips to him, micro learning during the service, just go and help and show them that you can help them. And after the service, do a debriefing. Analyze the journey, analyze the day, what happened, and also remember recognitions. This is very important for them. It's like, survival in the Maslow pyramid. Wow. Well, I think that we reach the end, and I would just, there's a lot of things maybe I will share. I have shared the PowerPoint, which you can get it from Dr. Latika. And I can tell you that, today, if we are talking about wow experience, it's about emotions. And 1 hour will not be enough to explain a lot on it. We can have a part 1 or part 2, depending on IIBM. If there are people that need to have more details into it, go into more psychological way, I can explain to you and go deeper into it. But I would say that the final transformation is yesterday. There were teaching procedures, control, compliance, deliver service. Today, we're talking about develop people, create judgment, build relationships, design experiences. But tomorrow we'll need human intelligence, relational intelligence, but you need to add artificial intelligence into it. So we need to be very good into it. So we need more and more of our emotional, I would say, competences. Don't neglect it, and don't think it is something that is you can neglect and it's it's not that worth. No, it's more than worth. The more you're having emotion, the more you understand people, the more you're listening to people, it's really worth. And it's becoming very rare in the world today. Have you seen it? That more and more people are not listening to others. More and more people are just focused as machines. We should not become a machine. So I will end with this and say that the future of service will not be won by the organization with the most technology. It's not that you're having more technology that you will becoming even you're having data analysis, you're having all the different, I would say figures, numbers, and having all the addresses, having everything and so on about your clients that will make you the king of the world. No, it's simply to come back to the more natural things of being human. This is what I wanted to share with you today. I hope that it was something that you learned a lot. And also, if you're having questions, I will be more than happy to answer it. Thank you.
So thank you so much for such a lovely presentation and explanation. We do have 3 minutes if anyone would like to take a single question, or else you can connect with Sir on LinkedIn. I have Johnny to ask. We'll just take Johnny Sir's question and then we can wind up the session, sir.
It's actually not a question, Dr. Latika. And I want to say thank you to you, sir, for the eloquent presentation. Thank you so very much. I normally love to listen to people who are very much clear in presentations and that I'm learning from. And I think I've heard from one today. Thank you so very much once more, sir. I actually had wished that I was sitting face to face with you to have learned some more things, but it's been electronically, yet still has been a kind of a change in me. I listened so carefully. Thank you so very much once more, Dr. Latika, for having him for us.
Thank you, Johnny sir. We can have a quick question from Nath sir. That would be the last question for the day, Johnny sir, and then we can conclude to the session. Suleiman, it is only Nath sir. Thank you. Yes, Nath sir.
Good evening, doctor. This is not about the question. Just I want to add 2 points. When you were talking about owning the mistakes, one of my mentor always start the meeting. I am worrying about 4 people. Nobody, somebody, everybody, not me. This only 4 people. There is no names. Second thing, when you talk about emotions, about the giving services, I think now when we see 360 degree of the customer experience from employee side, from management side, from customer side, from the person who's on the floor, it's difficult for everybody because when the customer walks in, they expect everything because the AI is there. Why can't you use it? But when you install AI, the people are not trained properly or the management didn't choose the right tool. So the expectations are high, the trainings are low. That is a huge gap between what is expected, what is given as a tool to the employees. Because I am seeing 360, I am from hospitality industry for past 35 years. That's why I can bring it to you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much for that intervention. And you know, this is the reality. I do like this your question and also what you're sharing. This is the reality that we are experiencing today. And to say that, you know, sometimes we are not having all the tools, all the coaching, or not having the time, or even the management are not giving the time for you just to manage or to give the training to the people, or you're not having it simply because why? When you will be doing the coaching, you're having several clients coming or patients coming, so you're not having it. So, but there's a point in time, even we are losing money, we have to take 1 hour. We have to say, let's stop it. Let's breathe a bit and just think. Because we are human and we know we are having the different answers. And I know that you're professional, we're having all the answers and experiences to share. And that's why I think that there's a point in time we need to stop and breathe and say that, okay, let's talk together. What are the different difficulties? Thanks a lot for your question. This is completely the reality. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Dennis, for delivering such an insightful and inspiring session on Human First, the future of learning in service industry. So your emphasis on balancing technological advancement with empathy, leadership, and human-centric learning was truly thought-provoking for us. We sincerely appreciate your time, sir, in your busy schedule for us and your valuable perspectives you shared with us. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, scholars. Have a lovely evening.
You're most welcome. Thank you, Dr. Latika. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks to everybody. Goodbye.
Thank you, Dr. Latika.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dr. Latika. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Latika, and thank you, Dr. Dennis.
You're most welcome. Thanks a lot, Johnny. Thanks a lot.
Dr. Dennis, Dr. Latika, thank you so much. It was an amazing lecture. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Mohammed.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Dr. Latika, thank you.
I'd love to visit in Ivory Coast, not too far from my country.
Dr. Dennis,
great.
We can end the session now. Thank you so much.
Yes, we can end it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.